All right, welcome everyone, and here we are. We're already after we get through module 5 here, we're going to be about 70% through the course with only 3 modules left here now that you just finished up module number 5 here this last Sunday. And so just a few things going on here. And I want to point out an important one. If you scroll all the way down inside of your course content area, you're going to see something called the aesthetic experience assignment. I guess you could say that serves as the final, or it's actually a capstone assignment that every single class section in the humanities completes. And this is by far the most significant, most important assignment that we have in the course. And so I want to talk a little bit about that one. I know we're not there yet. Don't stress it. That's not due till the very last week of class, but it's probably the most detailed and it'll take you the most time to get it done. You're actually going to take a museum tour. Now, it used to be that you had to physically go somewhere, physically provide proof of attendance. Post-COVID, though, you have the option. Either one, if you enjoy going to museums and you want to take a trip to a museum, you can do the face-to-face version. That's great. If you prefer, though, to do it virtually, you'll see in there a set of links. It says humanities pre-approved links for the virtual aesthetic experience essay. You can choose one of those and just browse a museum online. And then for the assignment, there's actually a worksheet. You can just simply download that Word document, answer the questions inside of the document itself. You don't have to rewrite a new essay, okay? I know it says essay. I know it says research essay. Yes, you're going to research some art, but you don't have to format it like an MLA research essay. You can literally just answer the questions inside of the worksheet itself. That's all fine. That's all good. So have a look down there on that particular assignment. Doing a few weeks. You know, we're moving on to music though this particular week, but in the next module. But all those deadlines and all that sort of stuff, you all get how to find everything that you need as far as that goes. So we don't need to go over that. You can see the deadlines again inside of this email that you clicked on the link to watch the video. But let me talk about just a few things. So the class is doing amazingly well. A lot of A's, a lot of consistent A's. Some of you still scoring in the 70s to 80s range, sometimes falling down into the 60s on whether it's a discussion forum or whether it's one of the essays. Number one, just make sure you read the directions carefully. That's so important. Number two, pay attention to the number of peer responses that you have to complete. I find many times there's great, and some of you are getting feedback from me, hey, great post, but remember that you also have to complete your peer responses. You're not going to earn an A if you don't do your peer responses and just respond to the question. So make certain that you pay attention to the quantity and the quality expectations. Usually there's a word count posted in there to give you a guideline. Now, I don't count words when I'm reading those responses, but you know, if I see a peer response, hey, great response, really enjoyed what you said, that's not a substantive response. You can see from the rubrics that are in there that just doesn't quite cut it. So for those of you that aren't yet into the A category, or you're the very low A category, that 90 to 93, 94%, you're probably either one, you're not hitting the quantity, or number two, you're just not providing enough detail in your responses. Another thing, I've had 2 different instances of plagiarism, and, you know, please don't cut and paste responses or cut and paste and change 10 words in there. I'm not going to catch every single one of them, but by now I kind of know what your voice sounds like as I've been grading your work. And I need you to make certain that if you are taking content from somewhere, you're properly giving it credit, so that you don't get a 0 on an assignment. Unfortunately, there's been a couple of those I've had to give this term. So please just pay attention to it. And, if you have been doing it and thinking, I got away with it, well, you just very well might. I might not catch it. But every semester I'll catch many of them. And when I catch them, it's an automatic 0. And if I catch someone twice, it's going to the dean's office as a academic conduct issue. So please, let's not go there at all. Let's not even mess with that. Just invest the extra time it takes to make your own peer responses. Okay. So enough said on that. And finally, here's something I want to talk about. Those of you in the 95th to the 100th percentile on those rubrics, that means you're falling in the exceptional category. It's hard for me to deliver you quality feedback once you breach into 95 to 100. So, I mean, if you were sitting at my side and looking at the feedback, a lot of times you'll see much more feedback on those lower scores because, well, it's easier to identify issues that can very tangibly be addressed. Once you start breaking exceptional, the next step up is perfection, meaning there's literally no fault, no error, nothing wrong, 100% perfect. In the history of humanity, even the greatest minds of the world almost never reach perfection. So don't stress over not getting a perfect score. And a lot of times in that exceptional category, my feedback is so basic, like, hey, wonderful job, keep up the good work, because all you're really missing is maybe some technical things. Maybe you didn't cite your sources. Maybe you didn't cite your sources properly, or maybe there's some paragraphing issues, or maybe there's just some basic grammatical issues. They're so tiny and they're so minute that you're barely getting any points taken off because you are scoring 95% or above. And so really, don't stress it. If you have consistently hit 95 to 100% on all of your assignments, I guess my feedback to you right now is just keep doing what you're doing. You're squarely on track to getting an A for this semester. Okay. So, just keep that in mind on the feedback side. Regardless, no matter where you're at, there's still plenty of time to get that score up. Some of you are missing some assignments. Remember a couple things. The quizzes, you can always make your quizzes up, and there's literally no penalty on those. That's just a test. Did you read it? Do you understand what you're reading? Really simple, really easy. Never, ever miss points for not turning in a quiz because you get full credit on that. But any of your other assignments, your writing assignments, whether it's an essay or whether it's a discussion forum, you get up to 2 weeks past the deadline to turn those in, and it's just a 15% penalty. Always, mathematically, it's better to take the penalty than to take a 0. Zeros are painful. Zeros are not good, and you don't want to have a lot of those on your score. So hopefully, if we were in class together, these are some of the things that we'd talk about before we start getting into the content area of things. So I just want to throw that out there because now I'd say we're rounding almost heading towards third base, heading towards home plate, if we want to use a baseball analogy here. So we're getting close to the end of the term. So it's time to really buckle down, finish strong, some amazing scores, some high quality writing. Very impressed with so many people in this class and your diligence and turning things in. So right now is the time to kind of buckle in and finish strong. The other thing, I had a student email me, hey, can I work ahead? Absolutely. Every one of those modules is open today. Ideally, you follow just along and you're going through it. But I mean, if you want to work ahead, you could literally finish this course next week if you work your way through everything. Now, you might not be able to do some discussion forums if you can't find enough other peers who have already working ahead with you, but you can knock out just about the entire course and be about done with it even before the course ends if you so choose. So since one person asked a question, can I work ahead and just finish it up? Yeah, and then my response to that student was absolutely you can. work ahead, get done whatever you want. This is a self-paced. This is not a synchronous. We don't get online and do Zoom session meetings where you have to be online Monday at 8 to 9 a.m. Nothing like that. So you have the latitude, you have the freedom. The main thing for me, just get it done and get it done well and earn your humanities credit and go on about your life. Okay. So that's kind of and hopefully along the way, obviously I want you to really enjoy the topics. And I hope you gain some appreciation for the topics inside of here that impact our lives every day. And I hope you're starting to develop and you're starting to think of things just beyond your normal career stuff. That's awesome what you get in your classes and your major, but at the same time, it's so important. You're more than just a job. You're more than just a career. You're more than just a student. And so the humanities just give you a chance to look at big, broad, huge things that human beings create to express emotions, feelings, and ideas and problems and solutions and all that good stuff. So I really hope you'll take that from it. But anyway, that should take us, that's probably the next video you'll get to be the last week of class as we talk about just wrapping up the class strong. But for now, hope you have a wonderful week. Good luck with the module work. Stay on top of those deadlines, and we'll talk again soon. Take care.